Hey Cowboys Nation, let's go for another round of news from America's team. Watch until the end so you don't miss any news and sign up to stay tuned for everything that comes out about the Cowboys.
Cowboys cut intriguing former 8TD receiver before NFL playoffs. The Dallas Cowboys made a series of roster moves heading into Week 18, including releasing receiver Martavis Bryant. The news comes after the Cowboys signed Bryant to the team's practice squad on November 7, 2023. Bryant has not played an NFL snap since 2018, for the Raiders, after serving an indefinite suspension by the league. The NFL reinstated Bryant back in November, making the playmaker once again eligible to play. Dallas Cowboys. Com's Patrick Walker reported that Bryant did not develop as quickly as the team had hoped. One of the new players Dallas signed to the practice squad is former Titans wideout Racey McMath. Racey McMath, aside from having one of the best names to ever grace an NFL roster, will fill the practice squad role previously occupied by Martavis Bryant, Walker wrote on January 4, 2024 in an article titled, Impact: Collins, Wilson reunite with Cowboys. Things didn't work out as intended for the latter after weeks of coaching and development, and the Cowboys need to enter the postseason with only the best possible options for depth at each position. Their cup currently runneth over at wide receiver, but you can never have enough quality ones on the roster, and they feel McMath, a former 6th-round pick of the Titans out of LSU, is a 6'2", 210-pound-ish wideout with plenty of speed and built similarly to Bryant, which is telling of what the Cowboys are looking for there. Cowboys rumors. Dallas would like to re-sign receiver Martavis Bryant for next season. Initially, signing Bryant was a bit of an upside play given the wideout's career was sidelined with a lengthy suspension. Bryant's production combined with his size at 6'4", 210 pounds points to a receiver with plenty of upside. The veteran's best season came with the Steelers in 2015 when the wideout notched 50 receptions for 765 yards and 6 touchdowns. This came after Bryant's rookie season when the receiver posted 26 catches for 549 yards and 8 touchdowns. Bryant's release likely closes the door on the receiver's time in Dallas for this season. Dallas Morning News' Calvin Watkins reported the team is open to bringing Bryant back in 2024. One of the toughest cuts among the practice squad players was Wr. Martavis Bryant, Watkins detailed in a January 4 message on X. He earned a practice squad player of the week earlier in the season. Team hopes to bring him back in 2024. Cowboys sign former Super Bowl starter for NFL postseason run. The Dallas Cowboys have one game remaining in the regular season, but the front office's eyes are already on the NFL playoffs. The Cowboys are adding 4 players to the team's practice squad, including former starting linebacker Damian Wilson. In addition to Wilson, the Cowboys signed offensive lineman La'el Collins, receiver Racey McMath and running back Saradoric Thompson. The addition of Collins and Wilson is intriguing given both were former starters for Dallas. The Cowboys selected Wilson in the 4th round of the 2015 NFL Draft. Wilson went on to play 4 seasons for Dallas, making 64 appearances, including 22 starts. The defender signed with the Kansas City Chiefs as a free agent in 2019, where Wilson spent 2 seasons as Kansas City's starting middle linebacker. This included playing a key role on the Chiefs' defense during the team's Super Bowl run in the 2019 season. Wilson had 2 tackles in Kansas City's Super Bowl win over San Francisco. Cowboys news. Dallas adds a position of need ahead of NFL playoffs. Dallas adding Wilson makes a lot of sense given the team is thinner at linebacker than most positions. The Cowboys lost starter Leighton Vander Esch for the season and recently released Rashaan Evans. Wilson's career took a detour after several off-field issues, including receiving a 4-week suspension by the NFL in November for violating the personal conduct policy. After 2 seasons with the Chiefs, the defender moved on to sign with the Jaguars in 2021, starting all 17 games in Jacksonville. Most recently, Wilson played in all 17 games for the Carolina Panthers in 2022, including 5 starts. The newest Cowboys linebacker has not played an NFL snap this season. It remains to be seen how much of an impact Wilson will have in Dallas postseason. Dallas is likely hoping Wilson is simply an insurance policy in the playoffs. Patrick Walker outlined what fans can expect Wilson's role to be in his return to Big D. As for Wilson, he rejoins a linebacker's room that looks wildly different than when he was in Dallas. His initial stint ending in 2018, Walker detailed in January 4 article titled, Impact. Collins, Wilson reunite with Cowboys. It's also one that recently parted ways with Rashaan Evans, the only other true linebacker on the active roster not named Damone Clark, and will be expected to provide both depth and mentoring to Clark and Marquise Bell, among others. Should he be elevated, the Cowboys will look to him for special teams production as well, and that's something he's very familiar with. He delivered more than 1,300 special teams reps for Dallas from 2015 through 2018, and another 211 snaps on that unit for the Carolina Panthers in 2022. Surprising update drops on Mike McCarthy's future with Cowboys. After potential back-to-back 12-win seasons for the Dallas Cowboys, the franchise could still fire Mike McCarthy. This surprising rumor comes courtesy of The Athletic's Dianni Rossini. The NFL Insider reported that there is a growing buzz that the Cowboys could move on from McCarthy if the team suffers another early exit in the NFL playoffs. The Cowboys can clinch the NFC East and lock in the NFC's number 2 seed with a win Sunday against the 14-point underdog Commanders in Washington, Rossini detailed in a January 6, 2024 article titled, Rossini. What I'm hearing about the NFL coaching carousel entering Week 18. Though Dallas fans shouldn't be worried about a Washington team led by Sam Howell, they can't overlook the Commanders. This is where the Patriots come in. In 2019, the Patriots were 14-point favorites over the Dolphins at home, looking to lock up the AFC East against a Miami team with not much to play for. But New England lost, then hosted a wild-card game against the Tennessee Titans the next week. It lost that game, too, and Tom Brady never played for the Patriots again, Rossini added. According to a league source, the message to the Cowboys this week was, we can't squander the number 2 seed. If that happens, I would add Mike McCarthy to my list of coaches in trouble. Cowboys rumors. Will Dallas take a swing at Bill Belichick or Jim Harbaugh? The reasonable question to ask is who the Cowboys would hire if the team were to fire McCarthy. Dallas would be wise to evaluate potential candidates compared to McCarthy before making a drastic move. Could the Cowboys go big game hunting by targeting a veteran coach like Jim Harbaugh or Bill Belichick? Sports Illustrated's Albert Breer suggested the Cowboys as a possible landing spot for the Patriots coach. This would be a bit more complicated than Harbaugh, as New England could look to trade Belichick rather than fire the legendary coach. The Chargers make the most football sense, Breer noted in a January 5 article titled, With Bill Belichick at the center, the NFL coaching carousel is about to begin. The Panthers and Dallas Cowboys might have the owners motivated to take a swing. The Raiders have some connection there, too. Mark Davis's dad almost hired Belichick in 1999, but it's hard to see them going back to the Patriots well. Which, of course, illustrates how the list of suitors, if Belichick's out in New England and determined to coach elsewhere, probably won't be very long. Jones showed a great deal of patience with the Cowboys' previous head coach in Jason Garrett. Unless Dallas has a complete meltdown in the coming weeks, it is hard to imagine McCarthy will not return for 2024. Yet, Jones could be tempted if someone like Belichick suddenly becomes available.